We're back for another video. Okay, so we watched the Brady highlights. So of course we have to watch First Take. Of course we have to see what First Take thinks about this. You know what I'm saying? Of course we have to see what Stephen A, Max Kellerman, and Donovan McNabb. Fat dumbass. I bet Donovan McNabb bet on the Falcons.
The greatest of all time, as I've been sitting here and telling everybody.
Talk about Max.
Look, there are
Max.
in sports.
Max.
Montana or Marino.
Max. You were tweeting about Cliff yesterday. You shut your mouth.
He's on a better team.
What the fuck? Niggas was betting against Brady last night, mid-game, and now they talking about he's the GOAT.
Brady gave you the feeling he was better because he's on a better team and he's clutch, and Peyton wasn't, but Peyton had better numbers. Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod had the numbers, but Jeter had the World Series, was on a better team, also gave you the impression he's clutch. The thing about Tom Brady in recent years is now he is Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, and A-Rod, but with, you know, in terms of all those numbers, but he's clutch and wins like Jeter and Tom Brady and Joe Montana. He has the numbers to back it up, and he has the championship.
That was very
confusing.
confusing.
Already the greatest of all time when this happened. What this does is put distance between him and everybody else.
Including Aaron Rodgers, distance.
Well,
yes,
well, his
he's
resume.
the Michael Jordan of football.
No, he's not the Michael Jordan of football because Jordan, that's a different level. But no, he's not better than Aaron Rodgers, but he has the resume that you can't dispute. He's on a greater team with a much better coach and many more career accomplishments. Is he actually better if you could choose either quarterback? No, but we'll save that for later in the show. The point is, he had already established his legacy as the greatest quarterback ever.
That would be an interesting debate.
Because this is probably the most incredible part of his legend, kind of like LeBron James last year in the finals, bringing them back from down 3-1.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Already the greatest of all time. Stephen A., you had Joe Montana ahead of him.
I was getting ready to go there. I've always had Joe Montana ahead of him.
But
I always have. Not today.
There you go. There you go.
Finally.
Listen.
Finally. It's about time.
Despite the greatness of Joe Montana throughout the years, what resonated with me was that drive in '88 against Cincinnati when he hooked up and finished the deal with that 10-yard pass to John Taylor after driving them about 90 yards. And you hear the stories about him seeing comedian John Candy in the stands and coming in the huddle and being so cool, completely unfazed and not worried and driving them downfield and doing that stuff. Although I've seen Tom Brady do it before, because after all, yesterday was the 51st time he's had a comeback victory in his career.
That's what I'm saying. What the fuck?
I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah,
what
that was
I saw
wild. That was
last
wild.
night
That was wild.
may be the greatest performance I've ever seen in the championship game, in the Super Bowl. I'll go to NFL because I got to think a little bit harder about some NFL encounters and things, NBA encounters rather than things that I've seen. But this is the greatest on a football field that I've ever seen.
No doubt.
That Tom Brady was absolutely sensational.
No doubt.
So many ways.
Should T.O. be in the Hall of Fame? Of course. They got on bullshit with him.
The poise.
He'll get in there eventually.
Everything that you want from your leader, he delivered.
Second in receiving yards and didn't make it to the Hall of Fame.
One of the great ones. After what I saw yesterday, that was a Montana moment that, to me, I had never gotten from Brady. I saw Brady lose in AFC Championship games to Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. I saw him lose in an AFC Championship game against Denver. I saw him not close the deal against the Giants.
And you also saw him go to 7 Super Bowls.
Another, whether it's because of a sack or anything like that, or Eli Manning coming to the rescue with David Tyree or the Mario Manningham hookup. I saw all of these things. I was waiting for what I believed was a Joe Montana moment from Tom Brady to eclipse him over Joe Montana. This was it. I concede. I have nothing to say. It's the greatest performance I've ever seen on a football field.
I've said it for the last 2 weeks that he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I've said this. He didn't have to win the game, or even if he lost the game. And I said this because over the history of
Donovan
his
McNabb.
career,
You're not pissing me off
he
today.
has done nothing but win football games. And as a quarterback in the NFL,
you go to 7
by the numbers that you put up, because a lot of numbers that some quarterbacks have could be you could be getting blown out by 30, 40 points, and you're still racking up numbers. But it's the consistency with winning. Making it to the AFC Championship 11 times and going to the Super Bowl 7 out of those 11 times. Winning 5 Super Bowl championships. I don't care if you average 195 passing yards a game. You're still showing that you're a winning quarterback. And for Tom Brady, besides Randy Moss, can you name a Hall of Fame wide receiver or tight end that he's played with? So when you compare him to the Joe Montanas, when you compare him to the Peyton Mannings, when you compare him to to guys who have been up in
Gronkowski
the
is
upper
pretty
echelon, who have
amazing.
played with Hall of Fame wide receivers, running backs, or tight
But
ends.
that's true. He normally
Tom Brady
doesn't.
will go.
Let's give Gronk credit, too.
Well, Gronk, to me, Gronk might not play more than 3 or 4 more years because of his injuries. That's a serious injury. So now we're questioning if Gronk really is a Hall of Famer. He may get in, but it won't be the first or second ballot type of Hall of Fame. For Tom Brady, it says a lot because, to me, he is the Michael Jordan of football. Now, we talk about the ability, but when you have a guy who I would say probably less athletic than a lot of quarterbacks that have played, but still have the mentality of knowing what to do with the right situation and elevating the players around him. Julian Edelman was a quarterback in college.
Right, he ran it on 3rd down and got the first down, for Christ's
sake. All
sakes.
the way to Mitchell. Nobody even talk about wide receiver Mitchell. Take Gronk out of it. Martellus Bennett was a backup tight end until Gronk got hurt. Now all of a sudden it became.
But Bennett was a good player.
But see, this is what I'm saying. But
How
it
about
became.
he did it without Gronk?
Well, see, and that's the whole thing. So when you talk about Tom Brady and the consistency that he's had throughout his career, and I compare him to Michael Jordan, and he's not only the greatest quarterback that have played in the NFL, he may be arguably the greatest player because
Damn.
And I say that because last night showed me something different where it became a Michael Jordan moment in Utah, hitting that game winner, holding it up, and holding it up, and I'm a Bulls fan, holding his hand up to follow through to let everybody know where I stand as far as history is concerned. That last night showed where Tom Brady was, with they leading them down for the championship for the win. That right there just let everybody know how great Tom Brady is. And it was a mic drop moment where he can retire at this point, and we would love him for the rest of his life.
What you guys are both talking about is the narrative-changing nature of the moment. For you, it's having that Montana moment where you drive to win the whole thing. For you, it's letting everyone know that you're the greatest of all time, like a Michael Jordan moment, Joe Montana moment. It's interesting to me because I agree it was narrative-changing, which although he's already the greatest ever, it elevates him in the sense that LeBron, you think about what he just did with Cleveland. Had they lost that series, people would have looked and said, you won 2. One of them was because Ray Allen hit a 3. Really, you take that away, you're 1 shot away from winning 1 championship. Tough to talk about him with Jordan or over Kobe or guys like that. Here with Tom Brady, imagine if they lose this game, even with a great comeback and they fall just short. He had to win the game. He had to make all the plays. If you fall just short, people look and go, the last 4 Super Bowls you were in. You lost 2 to the Giants. You won 1 against Seattle because of the worst play call in history, according to many, including Stephen A. Smith. And then you just lost to Atlanta. All of a sudden, the entire narrative about him being the greatest changes.
I don't think it changes. I don't think it changes as drastically as the LeBron narrative.
There's no argument.
Well, here's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I'll close it out this way. You bring up LeBron James. As far as I'm concerned, Warriors are 2-time champions if Draymond Green doesn't get suspended. It's just that simple to me. That's not a moment that you can look at with Tom Brady. When we look at Jordan, that moment against Utah, whatever, but he was already a 5-time champion, and now he had won the 6 and closed the deal, and plus the Bulls were favored in that game. Tom Brady was down 28-3. It is the greatest comeback in the history of the Super Bowl.
Right.
Exercised against a team that everybody and their mother looked at and said, they're more talented.
Right.
They're big. I'm talking about they're bigger, they're stronger, they were vicious, they were getting at them just from an athletic
I didn't have them winning. I didn't have them winning.
They were just those dogs. They had that in them. Now, it's one thing to look at it from the standpoint and say, all right, the Patriots should beat them going into the game. But once you watch the first 2.5 quarters,
you thought the game was over.
And you saw it, it was like, my God, they're just better. And then here comes Brady.
Yeah. And the defense and special teams.
But you got to remember,
and a lot of mistakes by the Falcons.
2 games that they lost against the Giants, he was winning.
That's right.
Up until 2 minutes.
That's right.
All right, that's got to be the last word because we got a lot more to get into. So you heard from the fellas on Tommy Boy. Now we want to hear from you. It's
that
Tom
makes
Brady.
him the greatest quarterback of all
Twitter
time.
now.
Just wanted to hear what they had to say. Although I already had a feeling. Max is talking about he was already the greatest quarterback of all time, regardless. But he was tweeting all this clip bullshit last night, blah blah blah. But anyways, that's gonna do it. I think that this makes Brady the best quarterback of all time. I think that he is. Man, is he better than Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Aaron Rodgers just the way he moves makes him so nasty. But you can't, at the same time, you can't say Aaron Rodgers is better than Brady, because Brady just always makes the right play in the right situation. It's one thing to come back from 14 points. I don't think when they were down 14-0 and they were driving down the field, I don't think anybody thought for sure that the game was over at that point. But then when they go down 28-3, pretty much everybody had written them off. So had he pulled the comeback from 14-0, it would have been impressive, but not as impressive. But to pull a 28-3 comeback, most of the points coming in the fourth quarter, yeah, you're a god. That was some literally some fucking GOAT shit. Like you might never see that in the Super Bowl ever again, literally. So I'm glad I got to see it live. I'm glad you guys probably are. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably are too. Tweet me more ideas, Instagram them to me, comment them below. Let me know your thoughts on the Super Bowl. I think that's gonna do it. I think that's gonna do it for all of my Super Bowl videos. I dropped the rant yesterday. I did my prediction yesterday as well. Then we watched the highlights today, and then we watched First Take. So I think that's pretty much everything as far as the Super Bowl. I'm gonna let it go for now, but I'm not gonna stop saying it. I'm not gonna stop bringing it up. What the fuck? I've been a Tom Brady fan, been a Patriots fan. I told y'all motherfuckers from the start not to bet against greatness. Stop betting against fucking GOATs. Talking about if Draymond would have, niggas, they still would have. Oh my God. Anyways, I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm out of here, man. That shit kind of pissed me off when he said that, but I'm out of here. What the fuck? Give me that, nigga. Fuck wrong with dude, Lazo. Fuck is wrong with dude. We're going all the way. Two easy ones, nigga. Fuck wrong with we in this bitch, nigga. Running back. Now we ain't even got a running back. Nigga got us on the replay. Fuck you, me. Matter of fact, we still gonna run it back, nigga. You know Lazo be with fucking Lil Reese. I be trying to tell everybody talking about Lazo activate. Barkel Bolt #1. Da 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 da. Boy, fuck wrong with you.